I never expected the first extraterrestrial I'd meet to be a woman, let alone one with a sense of humor sharp enough to slice through steel. I also never expected her to propose to me. Well, almost propose. It's complicated. Let me start at the beginning. I was the night shift radio operator at Shale Ridge Observatory. It's the kind of job only given to someone too stubborn to quit and too awkward to be fired. The observatory sat on a weather-beaten hill overlooking endless forests. The sort of place where the stars looked close enough to pluck like ripe fruit. My job was mostly listening, cosmic static, pulsar chatter, the hum of lonely galaxies drifting further apart by the second. On slow nights, I'd talk to myself to fill the silence. On slower nights, I'd complain to the equipment, and on the slowest nights, I'd joke to the stars. That's how it began. At 2:14 a.m., wrapped in a blanket and nursing my third mug of painfully oversteeped tea, I leaned back from the console and said to no one in particular, "Man, I wish anyone would interrupt this silence." Honestly, if some alien woman proposed marriage just to break the monotony, I'd say yes. It was stupid. It's a joke. A tired man's muttering, but the universe has a nasty habit of listening when you least expect. 8. Because at 2:15 a.m., the radio whispered back. At first it was a fluctuation in the carrier wave, then a pattern, then a voice, the clearest. Softest voice I had ever heard flowing through the speaker with precision that made my skin prickle, then say yes. My mug hit the floor. I nearly followed. I stared at the console, heart pounding like it wanted to run out of my chest and escape on its own. The audio flickered again, resolving into something more. Human, female, calm, amused. "Apologies," the voice said. "I didn't mean to startle you." Startle? I clutched my chest. Who, what, how? I struggled for oxygen and vocabulary at the same time. The voice chuckled, soft, melodic, deliberate. "You were speaking to the stars," I answered. "Isn't that what one does when addressed?" I swallowed hard. Are you an alien?" "A broad word," she said lightly. "But yes, I am not of your world." I pressed trembling fingers against the metal panel as if it were a lifeline. Every conspiracy theorist I knew would have fainted from joy. "Why are you talking to me?" I finally managed. "You requested company," she said simply. "And your proposal amused me." God, I groaned. "I was kidding, I know," she said. "But curiosity is a powerful force." There was a hum behind her words, like she wasn't speaking through a machine, but through something alive. I tried to gather my thoughts, but they scattered like frightened birds. "Do you?" I cleared my throat. "Do you have a name?" "I have many," she said. "But if it pleases you, call me Lear." "Lear," I repeated. The name felt like starlight on my tongue. "And you?" she asked. "What may I call the human who offered hand and heart to the void?" "Eli," I muttered. "Eli," she said, tasting the syllables. "A good name." She said it with sincerity. That made my stomach flip. We spoke for an hour then. 2. Then the sun began to stain. The sky pinked while I sat hunched over the radio, feeling like my entire world had cracked open to reveal something luminous underneath. Lear's voice was warm and intelligent. She slipped between scientific insight and philosophical musings like sliding through layers of space-time. She described nebulae as stellar wombs and black holes as hungry children. She asked me what rain smelled like and what loneliness felt like. She wanted to know why humans laughed and why I had spoken my joke aloud. "You sounded sad," she said. I winced. "Was it that obvious?" "Yes," she said, "but also hopeful." "I hadn't felt that in years. Is that why you answered?" I asked a soft pause. "No," she said. "It's because I was already near." "Near?" I stiffened. "How near? Close enough?" It wasn't an answer, but her tone made something warm unfurl in me. A dangerous warmth. Before disconnecting, she said, "Eli, may I speak with you again?" "Yes," I whispered without hesitation. "Then I will return." The line faded, and my life was never the same. Wire returned the next night, and the next, And the next, soon our conversations became the part of my day I looked forward to most. I found myself asking questions I never dared ask humans about purpose, entropy, consciousness. What it meant to exist in a universe that didn't care and yet somehow produced beings capable of caring. Sometimes she teased me, sometimes she comforted me. Sometimes she made my chest ache with a longing I didn't want to name. One night she said, "You fascinate me." Eli, I nearly melted on the spot. 2 weeks after our first contact, the impossible happened. The observatory lights flickered. A tremor vibrated up the support beams. The air shifted, thick like before a storm, then dashed silence. Silence so profound it felt like the world was holding its breath. Stepped outside, floating above the ridge. Drifting through the fog like a dream half remembered, was a shape sleek, luminous, organic, like a whale carved from moonlight. Light rippled across its surface in soft waves. A vessel, or a creature, or both, and beneath it, descending as if gravity were merely a polite suggestion, was a figure tall, graceful, wrapped in a suit of silvery material that seemed almost liquid. Her face human enough to read expression, alien enough to steal breath, framed by hair that shimmered like starlit water. When she touched the ground, the air trembled. I froze. She smiled. Eli. My throat locked. "Lear, in the flesh," she said warmly. "Why? Are you here?" "You invited me." I did not." She stepped closer. "Eli. You said you would say yes if an alien woman proposed." That was a joke. Her eyes glimmered with mischief. "Was it?" I backed up against the railing. My heart was doing laps in my ribcage. "I didn't mean it literally." "Well," she said with a tilt of her head, "I haven't proposed yet, but I might if you make it tempting." I sputtered like a malfunctioning engine. Lear laughed softly and reached out slowly, letting me see every motion. Her fingers hovered near mine, warm even from inches away. "May I?" she asked quietly. I nodded. When she touched my hand, a spark traveled up my arm. Gentle, electric. "Alive. I wanted to see you," she said. "Without static between us? You crossed space for that?" "For you?" she said simply. I forgot how to breathe. We walked the ridge until dawn. She moved with effortless grace, like she and gravity had a private agreement. Every step she took made the earth feel a little sharper, a little more vivid. She asked about my life, my dreams, my regrets. I asked about her home, her people, her purpose. "I am a voyager," she said. "I observe. I listen. I learn from the young civilizations." She paused. "Yours is very young. Thanks." I said, "It is not an insult. Youth carries beauty." She glanced at me. Curiosity, tenderness, potential. When the horizon began to glow, she stopped. "I will not stay long," she said. "Your world is not ready for contact, and my presence risks interference." The words punched a hole in my chest, but I wanted to give you something before I left. She stepped closer than she ever had. Her hand rose to my jaw. My pulse screamed in my ears. "Eli," she whispered. "Look at me." I did, and the world narrowed to her, eyes deep and ancient and breathtaking. "If I were to ask," she murmured, "if I were to propose across the void, if I asked you to follow me into the dark and brilliant unknown, what would you say?" My breath caught. "That's not fair," I whispered. "No," she agreed gently. "It is not." Her thumb brushed my cheek. "But I want your answer." Swallowed. Hard. Every rational thought screamed impossible. She was alien, ephemeral, beyond anything I could comprehend. But my heart whispered something else, something that rose from a place deeper than logic. My voice trembled. "I don't know, but I think part of me wants to say yes." Her eyes softened. "Then say yes." The same words she spoke the first night. This time, not through static. This time, warm against my skin. This time, Meant only for me. I can't, I said, voice cracking. My life is here, and mine is among the stars. We stood in silence. Two beings separated by billions of years of evolution, yet somehow closer than anyone I had ever known. At last, she let her hand fall. I understand, she said quietly. But your answer honors me. The air shimmered around her, her ship calling her home. She stepped back. I will remember you. Eli. My chest ached. I'll remember you too. The light enveloped her, lifting her from the ground. As she rose, she called out, when you look at the stars, know that I am listening. Then she was ascending into the vessel, which pulsed once, twice, and then vanished into the morning sky like a dream dissolving in daylight. I stood alone on the ridge long after the sun had risen, staring at the empty sky, and though my heart felt heavy, it also felt impossibly full, because somewhere out there, among the swirling galaxies and silent nebulae, a woman of starlight remembered me. And maybe, just maybe someday I would be brave enough to say yes.